All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the NAWBO Members Spotlight. We are so excited today to introduce you to Laura Anderson. Good morning. How are you, Laura?
I'm doing well. I guess we're going to start with a little bit of information about my business, where it started. It initially started back in 1996, and it was called On Hold Marketing and Communications. And it was based on the whole bread and butter was message on hold, that you don't have silence, you don't have radio playing because you could be playing commercials of your competitor while someone's sitting waiting for you, or you had to make sure that you're using licensed music because there's people who'll come after you for just using CDs and et cetera to entertain your customers. So it started, that's where everything began. Wasn't there. Well, I can't say that for real. I was part of the team, but I was working for a finance company, a lease finance company, and we used to put together packages, finance packages they would do like 12 productions plus a piece of equipment. It would be, let's say it was like $1,200, and they did it on lease financing. And I was part of that, doing the financing end of it. Well, then when the recession hit, everything in finance kind of went to the side. So the guys that owned On Hold Marketing came to me and said, why don't you know our product? Why don't you sell for us? So I did. And then we brought on Overhead Music and Messaging. We're a reseller for Play Network. And we brought on some new accounts, and hence we changed the name to Creative Business Audio, because we were doing more than just on hold marketing, so that people would get an idea that there's more to it than just that. And I officially bought the business in 2015, pre-COVID. Yes, pre-COVID.
Yeah.
The thing that I did was that it was mostly women actually that worked in the business. Besides our voiceover talent, everybody in the studio, they're all women, believe it or not. Most of our sales reps are. And the first thing I did was I closed the office and everybody worked from home. And we started doing that about 5 years ago. I had worked from home since 1999, so I knew what it was all about. And they all loved being at home. And now everyone, I guess we were doing it before it was cool, I guess. So when this all happened, we were like, all right, it's right in our wheelhouse. We don't really have to change that much. And we just helping everybody else make the changes and get the information. And now we've moved into the voiceover IP world. And we've added even more things that we do. Like we do the professional auto attendant, we do voicemails, we do night messages, plus the message on hold. So that's added things for us. So, IVRs. I mean, and then video world, doing the voiceovers for people's YouTube videos. I mean, everything is kind of expanded for us.
Wow, that's great. Now, most of your employees, are they all still women?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
Mhm.
So what brought you to NAWBO? Obviously, you employ all women. So was that kind of a natural draw, or did somebody
That was
introduce you to NAWBO?
a natural draw, and just kind of it was kind of actually testing the waters and just kind of see what it was going to be about. The hardest part for me is that I don't live in Des Moines. I live outside of Des Moines. I'm about an hour and a half away. So just dropping in for, coffee and a conversation, that doesn't necessarily work. So for me, a lot of this online stuff, I like better when there's speakers and things that, I can have it up on my laptop. And if I'm working on some accounting stuff on the side, I can be listening to what's going on and going from there. So for me, that works better.
I agree. I think there's going to be a lot of room for both. I mean, because NAWBO Iowa is not just Des Moines people. And so it's been so great that we've gotten to know other NAWBO members that aren't in the Des Moines area. We even had a coffee and conversation one morning where somebody from Minneapolis joined us. Um,
Oh,
a lot of, I was on a national membership call, and they were like, why not pop into another state's NAWBO and just say hi to people? I'm like, well, hello, why didn't I think of that?
right, right.
So I think that's really cool. I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think probably I'm a market for both things.
Hmm.
And I even did a one-on-one coffee and a conversation. What was it about? a few weeks ago, and we had a great time just chatting about different things and getting to know each other. And, and I think it went longer than we both even expected it to go. So
Yeah. Oh, that's great. So, do you have like a pre-COVID, as we were saying, like, or BC before COVID? Did you
mhm.
have any NAWBO events that you were able to do in person? Any good
I
memories there? Or
did one where we were on the East Village, and we did we hopped some women owned businesses, and I really enjoyed it. It was a beautiful spring day, and it was really nice. And matter of fact, I brought one of the gals that works for me. I brought her with me, and she had a great time. And yeah, I mean, I would love to do that again.
so, as a female business owner, obviously, if everybody has what they need to do their work and they can do it well, I know I mean, in your situation, if you have to cut audio at 10 o'clock at night when the kids are in bed, then that's what you do,
Right.
right?
That's right. And that's one of the things that when people ask me, and there's a lot of people that have asked me because they've had to transition their team. And some people have that feeling that they can't see them working in their cubicle, then they must not be working, and they have to have their thumb on everything. Um, my personal belief is that if I can't trust the person to get their work done, then they should not work for me. And that's how I look at it. And I can see things are being done. If I would know if all of a sudden customers would be calling me if there's a problem in the studio. And I have said that to all my employees. If you need to take some time to go, if there's a music thing going on at school that you need to go see with your kids, please take the time and go, and then come back later and work on something, because to me, I think that makes better employees.
What advice would you give to a woman who's thinking about starting her own business?
I've done a lot with I've become I guess a certified women owned business, and that's been a process. That was a lot of process. I understood why people now pay services to do that for them, because there's a lot of hoops to jump through there. But they give out a lot of good information, places to go for financing if you're looking for that. They have a lot of good speakers. I flew to Chicago and went to one of their conventions where they set you up with different people to speak with. It a round table type situation that it was very helpful. Um, the number one thing I think I would say for women, especially if you're married and have children, is you need to carve out the time and kind of organize your schedule so you're not feeling like you're all over the place.
Yeah.
I think organization helps a lot. And I mean, I started working at home before. I have twin boys who are seniors this year. And I started working at home before they were born, and they were with me in my office growing up. I mean, they never had to go to daycare. And I mean, I really had to, there was days I was ready to off myself, but learn really quick. Like, you get them organized, get on the schedule, you you return your phone calls during nap time. You know what you can put off to do later when they go to bed. You just really have to get yourself organized.
Yeah.
I think that's key.
Yes. And women are superstar multitaskers, so,
Sure. Oh yeah,
you know.
I've talked about this. My boys think I'm crazy, but I tell them, I said, when I leave my office and walk to the other side of the house, I have 5 things with me that either I'm picking up or dropping off to someplace else that I've thought about as I'm making that move through the house. And they're like, "Well, you're just psycho." But that's how I rolled for so long.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it saves a lot of time. I mean, if you're walking from point A to point B,
Right.
right?
Why make
Yeah.
2 trips? Right. It's just like, let's go. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
I learned that often. And I think having twins made me even a bigger, get myself organized kind of situation. You just got to do it or you're not going to survive.
Hmm. That definitely made you a even stronger businesswoman.
Yeah. And I think being a parent also makes you a better manager, because you recognize with your own kids and how they react to things and how to not overreact to things, and just to treat people, like you would want to be treated if you were the employee.
Yeah. Well, it was so great to meet you today. What's the best way for people to get a hold of you? Do they just reach out to you on your website?
Yes, on my website, it's creativebizaudio.com.